Welcome to the Monologue Primer. This is all the information that is specific to monologue preparation, but isn't necessarily like acting-y, so that you can just have a pathway and know what to do. First things first, you're gonna have to choose your monologue. This is probably, the decision sounds a lot more important than it actually is, because a lot of these monologues, it's all about showcasing what you can do, and it's not the text that will do it, it's you that does it. So do what you're comfortable with. This show does have gender blind casting. All of the characters are male, and all of them will be using he, him pronouns, but casting will not be based on gender or sex. So do not let that restrict you when it comes to choosing your audition monologues. So when it comes to choosing monologues, decide which is most likely to showcase your acting to the fullest ability. And to me, that means play to your strengths. I personally would highly recommend doing something that you feel comfortable with doing as the audition. Because if you're at home and you're stressing about it and you're thinking, oh, I don't think I'm gonna be able to pull this off, but I'm trying this like weird thing, then when you're at the audition, that stress is gonna be way more and it's gonna get compounded. But with that said, I do know some other people who really like to challenge themselves and try new things in auditions, and it's all up to you. So don't let me change your mind, but I would recommend to play to your strengths. That being said, it is okay to perform a monologue from a character that you wouldn't be comfortable playing. So, especially with this show, when there's so many characters that do objectionable things, let's say like, I really liked Jack's monologue, but I wouldn't feel comfortable playing Jack's character. Then it would be okay if I performed Jack's monologue, so long as I was very clear on the audition registration document that I do not want to play him. However, it is advisable to perform the monologue from the character that you want the most. And you are preparing one monologue, but please be familiar with the rest of them. There's another video about being familiar with them that you should check out because I'm very proud of it. So, what to think about as you prepare. Memorization is totally optional for monologues. You do not need to worry about that at all. No one will pass any judgment over you if you're not memorized. Memorization is a great way to show that you prepare a lot beforehand, and it is something that is valuable. However, my recommendation is that if it is less than a week before the audition, spend your time reading the script and spend your time analyzing. That will give a far better performance than being memorized but misinterpreting things and being memorized and not knowing really what you're talking about. If you have the time and you want to, that is a great idea, but don't worry about it. Okay, this is my favorite monologue tip and I love it very much. And that's that in monologues, your character does not know that they aren't going to be interrupted. So whenever your character is talking a lot at one time, you don't know that another person is going to let you speak for that amount of time. You don't know that you aren't going to be cut off. So every monologue is a fight for the attention of the audience and the characters around the character. So you need to be fighting for this attention just so that it stays believable. Because if it isn't believable, then if you aren't holding our attention, someone else would have cut you off and it stops being believable. Okay. Think about how you can incorporate some movement into the monologue throughout. A lot of these monologues have written movement inside of the descriptions. It's a great thing to try it out. Do it, have fun, be crazy, and make sure to practice with full volume at least one time before the audition. That's something that always gets me. My mom works from home, and I find it very difficult to practice these monologues at full volume before I perform, but it's really something that you do need to prioritize so that you're not caught off guard, especially with the British accent that you should be trying to do. So, now that you've finished the primer, there are 3 things that will give you acting advice: essential questions, verbing a script, and scoring a script. There is the sides primer that you can go to if you want to be introduced to how to prepare for sides, and there's the while you're performing that will give performance advice that you should do on the day of the audition, and being familiar with other materials, which explains how much you need to understand the materials that you aren't auditioning with. So go to any of those that you think will help you the most. Thank you very much.